This is me. And 1 year ago today, I was training my biceps when unfortunately this happened. But I wasn't going to let that stop me. In this video, I'm going to show you what happens after you tear a muscle and the 4 steps that changed my arm from looking like this to how it looks now like this. First off, we actually need to identify if we've even torn our bicep, but you'll know you've done this because this will happen. Or this, or even this. God, imagine the butterfly effect if this didn't happen. Another way to find out is by hooking your finger around your tendon and giving it a little pull. You can still feel it. Congratulations, you've still got a bicep. And if you can't feel it, well, unfortunately, you're gonna end up like this guy. So, you've tore your bicep and you feel like an idiot. You question your capabilities and you wonder, how can I get my arm back to normal again? You either have 2 options. Leave it and watch your arm gradually turn into a Popeye arm, or if you're any vain gym goer like myself, you opt in for surgery to restore that once fresh and healthy looking bicep. Surgery involves cutting open your arm and reattaching the bicep tendon to your forearm or your shoulder. Another thing to note is that you need to opt in for surgery ASAP. There is a time limit on this, which is usually about 2 to 3 weeks. So make sure that you push for it, or else the bicep will move too far up the arm and this can complicate the surgery. After this happens, you can then start your recovery, which will be long. So before you start crying like I did, enjoy the time off that you have and discover new things instead of dwelling on it, as it will only make it worse. You'll be out of action for a lot of things, especially depending on your job, so get used to living with one arm. Also, don't be worried when the doctors tell you that you won't be able to lift for 6 months. That's a load of bollocks. This injury easily takes 3 months to recover. Obviously, depending on your age, that could change. However, 3 months, without a doubt, you will be back to normal. Okay, cool. So this is the part where I show you how you recover from the bicep tear. So first off, you're gonna be in a cast for about 2 weeks. And in this phase, I would recommend to just rest as much as possible. This is gonna be the worst bit when it comes to the pain, sleeping. You're not gonna be able to do anything in this point, so I would just write it off. 2 weeks of nothing but rest. After the cast is off, like, life is great. Like, wearing that cast is just awful. The itches that you get, like I couldn't shower. I had to wear like this like Johnny on my fucking cast just so I'd shower. Like it was really, really bad, that phase. But once you get out of that and you're onto the actual brace, life gets so much better. I'm telling you now, it gets so good. This allows your arm to extend I think it's every week or so. When you get to that week 2 stage, that's when I would say I'd recommend getting back into the gym again. However, you're probably going to be training legs for the next 4 weeks until that actual brace comes off. But doing this will just keep your sanity, I think. I was just training legs every week. I think it was like 3 times a week, just training legs, like pure Tom Platz leg sessions. But it's good. It was a bit shit watching other people train like their upper body and you're just there and you fucking cast training. I was having to do Smith squats with one arm, leg extensions, so much leg extension. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend training anything until you're out of that cast and that brace and you can actually start extending again. There's some studies that do show that training one side of your body can be beneficial, but to be honest, I think what's the point in making it even more imbalanced than it currently already is? I didn't see the point in that. So just legs from week 2 to 6, and then you should be good. And when this comes off, your arm's gonna look diabolical. Like my arm looks, I've never seen it as skinny. It was like before I'd even started gym skinny, it was horrendous. It really sort of takes you back a bit when you see it. Years worth of training gone in like 2 weeks, it's nuts. Don't worry about that. Once you get to week 6, this is when things really started to get much better. I started including push movements again. You start to feel a bit normal again at this point because you obviously haven't got your cast on no more, your arms sort of let loose a bit. You want to keep it very light and very controlled. I was doing like 20 to 30 reps. It's a lot of reps, I know, but just You want to keep it nice and light and just use machines, no dumbbells. Don't risk anything sort of controlled and in a fixed position. I just wouldn't risk that. This is also a really good stage as well because you'll start to see your muscle come back. Like my triceps almost grew instantly after about a month of just doing these push movements again. Back to what I was saying earlier about not stressing and about just enjoy your time off, because the muscle, it will come back so quickly. Like, it's ridiculous. It's crazy how the muscle memory works. Like, it will come back instantly. So once you're in that 8 to 12 weeks, this is when I started doing work on the bicep again. But this was extremely light work, like just cable bands I was doing, just keeping it controlled. The weight was 2.5 kilos. I would not go above that weight. And I know it looks stupid in the gym, like you're there curling a 2.5, but just, you have to put your ego to the side and really, really focus on just keeping it light, keeping it controlled until your arm feels better again. My arm would make this horrible like popping sensation every time I was curling. I had to put the weight down. I was like, it's not ready. You've got to be patient. Don't rush back into things, or else just think all those weeks of recovery that you've done is just all for nothing. So I'd make sure you're very careful with that. And then finally, when you get into like week 15, this is like, you've done it. You're at the finish line essentially at this point. This is when you want to start beginning the progressive overload. Obviously, you should speak to your physiotherapist. They'll probably recommend it and say, yeah, you can start the progressive overload stage now. However, I wasn't given any physio at all. Like, it was shit. I had to do everything myself. I went in for like one session, but it was already so late down the line that it was just pointless. But just as long as there's no pain and that arm can fully extend, just start progressive overloading it again, and it'll grow back like so quick. At this point, you just crack on again with your normal training, work your way back up. Like, this is probably the safest way I'd recommend doing this. Like, I've seen some people doing like deadlifts and fucking chin-ups on like week 4. I'm like, fuck that. This is the safest way. Like, if you're someone who's on performance-enhancing drugs, there's probably a quicker way of doing this, I know, but as someone who's like natural, this is the way you want to do it. The last step is just avoiding these exercises in the future. Deadlift, I wouldn't be doing deadlifts, especially with a reverse grip. Chin-ups can be quite risky. Another thing as well to look out for, obviously, that how I did it was, I did a fucking, it's so stupid. I was one fucking rep into my set. So it was 15 kilos, it was a preacher curl. I literally lowered it. As I've lowered it, it's just fucking snapped. The reason this happened is because I was following this stupid science-based shit where they were saying you need to make sure that you're doing the full stretch. Don't ever fully extend on a preacher. I don't know, I've been going gym for years and I somehow just thought it'd be a good idea to do it, and it ripped straight away. Don't do that shit. But yeah, anyway, I hope this video helped. I made this purely out of the fact that I couldn't really find much on it at the time I did it. And I just wanted to make this just so people are aware of what they can do. It's sort of just a quicker summary of how you can get back into shape again. Like, just don't panic about it. It will come back like instantly. Like, this is my bicep a year now. Year to the day, and look, it's pretty much like back to normal again. The scar, not too bad, you can't really see it that bad, but yeah, like, don't worry about it. Thanks for watching this video. I know it's a bit different to my normal content, but the reason I'm doing this is just because I want to help other people who get this injury or get into an injury, like, just to show that it is fine, it happens, and you can bounce back. You can do it so quickly. Just have faith. And don't listen to all the shit that people tell you when they say, oh yeah, it's not possible to lift that weight again. I'm literally lifting heavier than I was before. So just ignore that. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one.